There's a community of people here who all feel like my people. People who do the kinds of things that I do, people who are excited about the same kinds of things that I am, people who are excited to work on the same kinds of projects that I work on. And again, like everybody I live with here is a performing artist. I've got a fire dancer, drag queen, filmmaker, country western singer-songwriter, clown / juggler, break dancer. I mean, we've got such a diversity of talent just within these walls. We can talk shop, we can borrow balloons from each other at the last minute, we can help fix each other's costumes, we can trade resources, we can go to events and shows together to see other people who we admire and look up to get inspired about creating more.
I feel like so lucky to have this space where tons of community projects and event prep and like everyday artists and crafts people are all kind of like coming together. Like neighborhood kids come here and get their bikes fixed by the 2 people at bike shops in here, and there's like a couple people who come by every week and knock on the door right before trash day to get all our cans before anyone else can. All of that integration, like the neighbors tell us how much they like having this here. The building was mostly empty for like 10 or 20 years before we moved in there. I guess there's a lot less dumping on this block now, a lot fewer broken car windows. Since we're a workspace, we are quiet in the evenings, don't have big events. So we've got a really great connection with our neighborhood here, and there's several people who live in the neighborhood of like many ages, races, professions, who all come here to work.
I feel really fortunate that right now I'm making a living as an artist, and that's possible because I'm here, and it's also possible because I cast a wide net with so many different things that I do. I'd like to say it shouldn't be that hard, but we've all been trained to know that it's going to be hard to be an artist. But again, it would not be possible without this space. So if more artists were able to have lower overhead, then it would make being an artist possible.
Right now, it's harder and harder to work enough hours to make enough money to pay for the apartment that you're probably crammed into. It's a little bit maddening, like the dream that I think our parents and generations before that had of being homeowners just seems so out of my reach.
It used to be that if you lost your place to live, you would just get another one. You put the word out amongst your friends, you'd find a place, there would always be something. But that's not really the case anymore. When people lose their home now, they don't have any other opportunities.
We begin tonight with that breaking news in Oakland, California, a warehouse party that turned into a deadly inferno. Witnesses say it went up like a tinderbox, burning in mere seconds. The scene so horrific, authorities at this hour are still searching for the missing. At least 9 people killed, dozens unaccounted for. Partygoers trapped on the second floor as the flames devoured that building. It was a gathering place where many artists lived and worked. Tonight, details about the victims are just beginning to emerge, and now questions about just how unsafe this building may have been. No sprinklers, the only stairway out blocked, and were there past building code violations?
My name is David Keenan. I am, along with my colleague Thomas Dolan, I'm also a co-founder of Safer DIY Spaces. We have seen probably more spaces that are unpermitted live work in the Bay Area than any other group. We work with multiple building jurisdictions, are in a receipt of probably more combined notices of violation and orders to abate for substandard properties and illegal dwellings or unpermitted assemblies in those properties, probably than any other group. And we worked very hard over the last year to effect life safety improvements directly in those buildings with an eye towards abating all imminent or distinct life safety hazards. So the perspective that Thomas and I bring really comes from a boots on the ground in these buildings, seeing the challenges, meeting with property owners as well as tenants, as well as inspectors and plan checkers.
The way that he's been able to interface with the city already is just, that's encouraging and inspiring, and I'm really happy to have an organization like that on our team.
Absolutely.
Like, that's a huge relief.
We're really happy with the way it's been going because one, we weren't thrown out, two, we're still here, and three, it's not like we have this, the stone is above our head, but now all of a sudden there's grappling and there's more wires on it and everything else. So it's keeping us, you know, feeling more secure and more safe. So whatever job he's doing, what all the details are, we're really happy with it.
And the thing is, he's taken on an enormous project here that people are very happy not to have to deal with. And he keeps saying, no, 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 come back here, look at this, we gotta figure this one out. I think I'm asking him to do any more than that is asking too much. That alone is gonna be enormous.
We were told he's working on 18 different locations like this in the Bay Area. I can't even imagine trying to juggle all that. So the last thing he needs is anybody like us whining about, you know, oh, it's not happening fast enough.
Or
why
could
don't
do
you
this better. No, I'm not gonna, no.
My dream for this space. Thanks to Safer DIY Spaces, I know exactly what the ultimate dream is for this space, which is to find an affordable housing developer who will use subsidies to offset the purchase and upgrade cost of the building, leave the rents exactly where they're at, and bring the building up to current standards without displacing the residents. If we could move from having an affluent real estate developer landlord who's chummy with the mayor and has thrown quite a lot of money towards preventing us from stabilizing our living situation, to having a benevolent, community-driven organization that owns and operates the building and cares about us living in quality conditions at an affordable price, that would be perfect. And my dream for the larger DIY community, things look about the same. It would be really, really great if affordable housing developers realize that these spaces are a really vibrant, rich part of the cultural fabric of cities, that all the people who make living in the Bay Area cool have connections to spaces like this, if not living in them themselves. We're the people who paint your murals, create the big art that you and your friends go to see at Burning Man. We entertain your children. We design your clothes. We build your websites. We do your graphic design. You name it. Yeah, so that would be my dream.
These sorts of places have become so few and far between and are under such threat that the fact that we get to be a part of this one right now is not only a lovely experience, but it's incredibly important that this area and this sort of lifestyle continues, because that's what makes the Bay Area, you know, what it is and what people want to come here to experience.